ass, bitch ass, stupid.
Hey everybody, we are actually just closing out May the 4th Be With You and Revenge of the 5th at Mainline Inks. We've been having a lot of fun this week, and we had one of our favorite guest artists as well as a tattoo wizard come to town. So now we're going to have a chance to sit down and talk with Azha. Hey everybody, super stoked. Like I said, we've got guest artist and tattoo wizard Azha with us, and today we're going to do a little bit of some Q&A with her. So where are you from?
Jackson, Mississippi, which is like central Mississippi.
Like right in the middle?
Right in the middle, yes, because I'm just like guessing not a lot of people are just going to just know where Jackson, Mississippi is, so that's the easiest way to describe it.
If you would tell people a little bit about your style, like what your style actually is.
Yeah. Tattoo style, everything style?
Tattoo style to start off with.
So the only thing I found that fits, I guess, would be illustrative, but that's like kind of a huge umbrella term, maybe. But that's what feels the most appropriate.
Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of artists lately have been literally kind of umbrellaing a lot of things just because we all have such a sense of style, and you're seeing that through every piece. Like, you know, if you were to tell anybody to draw a frog and you had 10 tattoo artists or regular artists or whatever together, you're going to literally get 9 different frogs and a toad. So
the toad. Yeah, I'm the toad.
That's it. Awesome. Okay, good. That's how that works. So I know you do a lot of other mediums too. Like, what's one of your favorite things?
Just acrylic painting. Well, watercolor painting too, but lately I've been more into like acrylic painting on bigger surfaces, trying to do like more walls, more like panels that are
massive. And you did some really rad stuff for the airport, right?
Yes, yeah. I'm so excited about that still. It was a little over a year ago now, but I'm still celebrating the victory. It still feels pretty cool.
Yeah, we're ignoring at least a year
that year.
Yeah. So I got to see the photos, and I'm pretty sure we're going to probably put them in here so y'all can see what's going on, but it's really rad.
I'm glad people care about it. It makes me feel so pumped.
I love seeing any artist that's a tattoo artist outside of themselves. And, you know, not a lot of the time do you get to see people where it's like, hey, here's all their tattoos, look at their Instagram, here's all their tattoos, and then all of a sudden you start seeing painters, you start seeing people who are drawing, you start seeing people sing, people dancing, and just kind of, you know, that extra bit that you kind of get behind the curtain. So it's one of my favorite pieces.
Thanks. Yeah, that's what I'll be doing, behind the curtain. It's like when I'm not tattooing people, I'm just at home and then painting. Yes. And then hopefully venturing out more into the city to paint some places. Like, I'm going to do some paintings in elementary schools so far. That's so really fun. And so we have another project coming up that might be like outdoors somewhere in Jackson. So
you're like really running with this side of it.
Yes, really trying to. It helps me develop a stronger sense of community, like with the city, because like I see the people and I get to like work on them and tattoo them, and that's wonderful. So I got like my art on people, and then I just like being at home really when I'm at home.
I understand.
That's my interaction with the city, is like getting to put paintings out there that are like in places that other people are visiting that aren't necessarily coming to visit me to get tattooed. They're just like
seeing your bits.
I don't know. It makes it like, I realized that when I was able to do the paintings for the airport, I was like, this is how I can connect.
That's awesome.
It's that way.
Yeah, and the colors are so insane. I can't wait till y'all see these because it's so bright and so amazing, and you're getting like the faces of, and it's insane.
Thanks. That's what it feels like in here, like those colors. That's what it.
Oh, on the inside, it's all those colors, they just flood out. Yeah. I actually had a chance to sit down, well, not sit down, but when COVID was happening, me, Kitty, and Azha did a Bob Ross paint night, and I know that they're going to be brought back. It was kind of crazy. At the end of it, I ended up putting some Harry Potter stuff in mine, but trying to do somebody else's style with 2 other people who have totally different senses of style. We were all like pausing quite a bit, but it was really great just to have the conversation in the background and then kind of seeing what popped out. So it was really wild to do that. Did you always want to become a tattoo artist, or, you know, were you more thinking you were going to be a lawyer or something? You're like, no.
I never thought about a lawyer.
No, right?
No, I didn't know. I really didn't know what I was going to do with my life, to be honest. I was just existing.
I think that's how a lot of people fall into tattooing as well.
You're just existing, and it like happened to me, which
20s
is
great.
Yeah. So I really didn't know. I was like working retail, and I liked art, but that was like my hobby. I didn't know there were like jobs for it. It's like I said, I was not just out there really knowing about the world a whole bunch.
How did you fall into it then?
So I ended up through pure circumstance working front counter at a shop, just through somebody who knew somebody, and that was really like my first exposure to just like being in a shop. And once I was in there, I was like, oh, this is it. This is the thing. It was like the little lightning bolt moment. I don't think we get a lot of those. Or maybe it's just me, because that's like the most significant one I've ever felt.
Lightning bolt, you got to run for it.
Like, that's the thing. And they were just looking for a front counter person at the time, so they're like, this is not the place to start an apprenticeship. And then again, just like knowing someone who knew someone, so I heard about the possibility of an apprenticeship.
And you just went after it and got it?
There, yes. And so I'm glad it worked. I still can't believe it happened.
No, that's the best part. It took me 11 years myself. So
to get into tattooing?
Yeah. I was 19 and I'd been getting tattooed. It's really funny. So this story's kind of, sidebar. You can talk about me for 2 seconds. I was getting tattooed by a lady named Alethea in town. And I went to her and I was like, I'd love to be a tattoo artist. And she goes, I've got an apprentice right now. Come back in a year. I went back in a year and she's like, yeah, I just signed him off, but I've met the love of my life and I'm going to run away. And just so happens she married Joey Capabianco. So married Joey Cap, ran off. And then 2 years later, it'd been a while before I just didn't want anybody else tattooing me. And then I ended up, one night I was ready and I started calling shops around because, that's not what you're supposed to do now, folks. Find the person that works awesome, book an appointment and wait. But this actually worked out pretty okay. So I ended up getting tattooed by a lady who was trained by the guy that Alethea was training at the time. And a year later was her training me, but it took 11 years to get there because I guess it was a lot longer than 2. Yeah, so it was just, I wasn't actively trying to pursue it because I didn't think I could get it. And then when that moment came up where I'm sitting here going, this is an opportunity, you're talking to me about this opportunity. I was just like, quit my job and full force went into tattooing.
So you think you weren't actively pursuing it, but
my brain was.
Exactly. That was like subconscious,
it
pursuing.
Had to have been. I just wanted to do a job every day that I could do art. I had a job. I was working at Blockbuster as a manager, and that was still like probably my number 2 favorite job besides tattooing. So I mean, you got 5 free movies a week, all the popcorn you could eat, and lots of fun. I was the crazy short-haired lesbian jumping on counters and screaming at people on Saturday night and throwing movies. It was awesome.
I love that.
Yeah.
Bring Blockbuster back right now.
We should. There's only one left, and I just watched the
Alaska?
No, it's Alaska just closed too. They had 6, then they closed down to 4, and now they're down to the 1, and I think that it's in Maine. It's in Oregon. And normally everybody's had a craptastic apprenticeship, or I was apprenticing for 18 years and they never signed me off or let me tattoo. It's been insane to see how people are kind of used in that, we're just going to use you to death and then not sign you off.
Well, I can tell you that there is the other side of that does exist. I was very fortunate to have a mentor that I'd still work with. I've like moved away and come back because we work together so well. Like,
it is awesome to have that, and I kind of had a wonky apprenticeship too, but since I've been here and been on the flip note, because I didn't think I was going to apprentice anybody, and I've had an opportunity to take care of a few folks that I think are just phenomenal artists. I think a big piece is finding somebody who has that artistic background, number one, and then just giving them as loving of an environment as you can.
Which is great.
Yes.
Thank you for being the change.
A lot of people need to be changing right now because there's a lot going on in our industry that we can be doing better for. So, yeah.
More love.
Anyhow, I've got some more fun questions. These are all from also our peanut gallery. If you weren't a tattoo artist, what would you be doing right now? Good question.
I don't know the name of this job. So if you know somebody, tell me because I forgot to look it up. It's there are people you can hire to come like organize.
Can I call you for that for my house?
I would love to.
The next time you come in, let's talk.
Love to.
Like we can
spark joy. We gotta do that part together, but then like figuring out where everything should go, how it should be laid out, everything should be folded. Like I'm into it.
That's crazy. But I can see the I was about to say just getting everything in place and it being in the happy zone. I'm that way with my art supplies at home. Most of my house is a little messy, but then you go in the art room and it's like, look, this is color coded. Or if you go to my closet, all the t-shirts are black, gray, red, blue. It just kind of everything's right where it's supposed to be. Yes.
Like that. So you're good. It sounds like you don't need me for that. It sounds pretty good. Okay. Yes, it is more fun. It is more fun. It's more fun to do with friends. And I'm really good at folding clothes, like origami.
Oh, yeah. Origami.
So.
Who's your favorite currently, like right now, tattoo artist or artist that's inspiring you in your work?
In my work, always is William Stout. So he's not a tattoo artist; he's an artist. But his style, just like insane. It reaches everywhere. Like he's done like storyboards for films, like character design, like lots of things. But he's this amazing, mostly like fantasy artist who also does like works with paleontology to make like dinosaur illustrations.
I'm gonna have to look this stuff up. I haven't heard of him.
So great. Like he's absolutely one of my favorite artists. He just has like such a good illustration style, and his like sketching is he just does it all like with a pen. Like I have a book of his. It's like how he gets ready to paint a mural, and he's just like, just first I do some figures with a pen, and it's like a sketch, and it's like fully rendered, like great looking pen and ink art. It's great. And I've gotten to meet him at a con before.
Oh, that's so awesome.
He's like super nice and just like stood there talking to me for so long. Well, he was great.
It's always amazing
really nice,
meeting the folks that you're inspired by, and then they're nice.
Yes, and they're nice. So
yeah, that's cool. That's a big thank you for being nice. If you were stranded on a desert island with Josh, what would be the 3 books and movies you would take?
Oh,
I know, right?
Okay, that one I didn't think about that one. What would I take?
You can just take one if you want.
Only 3?
Just one, yeah. Only 3. Yeah, that would be the way I think it. I'd be like, so is this like a VHS tape that has like 6 movies on it? Let's talk. But yeah.
Maybe a book on how to survive.
That's a good answer.
Desert Island. One on how to like one on how to like put your life back together once you've made it back home. So we got to get those books so we take them with us when we're ever on the
answer ever.
Wait, so is it a desert island? Like that's the terrain, or it's
that's a good. It could be any type of island. You could
Can it be a desert island?
It could be a desert island, okay. Or you could fall into paradise with like a vegan dessert like stand and be like, well, they're the only ones here. It's golden.
Okay, I'd be good with that.
A random fact about yourself that not too many people know.
Right. So I consulted the internet for this because I needed some perspective outside of my own life. Because I asked Josh about it, and I was like, nothing I do is interesting. I was like, what's interesting? Like, what have I done? And so I put the feelers out there and asked the internet, and thankfully some people like really came through and because
reminded you how cool you are.
It's right. Oh, thank you.
All right.
So yeah, people said some really nice things. So so thank you all for doing that. It made me feel great. So a few people brought this up. So I was like, that's the one. That's it. That might be surprising. Is about 2006-ish. I did vocals for like a grindcore band. Like I did like guttural, like screaming vocals. I know. I still can't believe I did that.
Video, Josh. I'll work on it, guys.
Dude.
Hey, that works. We'll get it to Matt.
Just for y'all. No.
She's like, this is not being involved, but thank you.
It was fun, like a little fun period of time in my life.
Favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Chattanooga.
We know it.
Well, I do love it here. There's mountains here.
That's true.
So, like, it's favorite. We've been here several times, so we must like it.
Mm-hmm. Chattanooga is something very, very special.
Yeah, it's really fun. Great weather, great people, great food.
Would you rather be able to speak in any language or be able to speak to animals?
Animals.
All day long. That was mine too.
Yeah.
I was like, that was a good question. Yeah. But we all know the softies are going to be like, I would rather talk to a dog.
Animals. Yeah, for sure. I mean, both ideally would be pretty cool, but any of that, I'll take any of it. But yeah, if I had to choose.
So
animals.
The most important question, what's your favorite cuss word?
Bitch ass, stupid ass, dumbass.
And there you have it. Stay tuned, guys. We know that Azha's coming back for hopefully another one of our event days soon. And we're going to be definitely taking another chance to sit down with her. But we just kind of want to do something quick today and have a chance to kind of open up some fun communication. We will see you next time. I'm Jennifer, and this is Mainline TV.